Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Mason's Musings. Today, I have with us the Canadian diva from Canada's Drag Race Season 2 and Canada vs. the World Season 2 as well. We have Kendall Gender with us here today. Hello, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. We are well situated over here and
Okay.
we're ready for this interview. I just want to let you know real quick, some of these questions are fan submitted, so they can be messy. I haven't fully read some of the fan submitted questions.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to just
Let's
say
get into
pass, we
it.
can pass on one.
Okay, let's get into it. I'm ready.
All right. Though I'm pretty sure we all know the inspiration behind this. What inspired your drag name for you?
Yeah, so my name actually out of drag is Ken or Kenneth. So growing up, especially in high school, a lot of people actually called me Ken Doll. And
Mm.
then that sort of turned into Kendall just as like a nickname. So when I first started drag, it kind of just like felt like a natural nickname that I sort of already had developed. And yeah, it just kind of like, yeah, it came very naturally. And then I remember I was actually talking to my drag mother and I was like, I just want to be called Kendall. And she was like, no, you need a last name. So I kind of just like started playing around with like play on words, obviously. And yeah, gender is a construct, you know? So it all sort of came together.
Oh, okay. So apparently I didn't know. I just assumed because like Kendall Jenner, I just assumed there. Okay, but it's because your name is Ken. That makes okay. That's cute. That makes sense.
You know, it's funny, actually, people always say that to me. They kind of assume that I'm like a number one Kendall Jenner fan. Like I'm obsessed with her, but it actually doesn't have tons to do with like her specifically. It's more just like pop culture and gender and all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh, okay. On Canada's Drag Race Season 2, you made it all the way to the finale. What would you have done differently if you could redo your Season 2 journey?
Huh. I think to me, honestly, probably my biggest regret from the entire show and something that I actually really struggled with for like a long time post show was actually the finale. I was like extremely disappointed in the finale like look that I had. It was kind of this like array of a bunch of stuff that went really wrong, unfortunately. And actually, I've never really talked about this before. I've had people ask me, but I've never actually talked about it before. But yeah, basically the gown that I had like made for me in my suitcase, it got like glued together like in my suitcase. So when we got to set, I was like begging the producers to see if they could like send me something from home or whatever. And obviously they said no because of like the rules, duh.
Hmm.
But it was just like it was destroyed. It kind of looked like someone had on it. So we had to like rip it open, and I like tried adding stones and all this kind of stuff. And basically the gown was super rushed, which is why it just like didn't fit well at all. And I got like harassed about it online for like a really long time. People were like making threads about me saying I look like Jabba the Hutt and all this kind of stuff. And it was really harsh because it was my dream, obviously, to get to the finale, and it was like the biggest moment of my drag career. And it stung because I was so disappointed with myself and unfortunately the designer and all this kind of stuff. But I think the hardest part is that my idea going into it was about this sort of celebration of like women and people that inspired me and that kind of stuff. And I feel like it got really misconstrued because of the end result. And people actually got offended more than anything.
Offended?
Yeah, unfortunately, people were like, this is not what women look like, especially black women and all this kind of stuff. And I just like, yeah, to me, genuinely, that is the biggest regret that I have from the show. All the other stuff that went wrong, like my crazy biflop verse or this or whatever, like that stuff I love. Honestly, that stuff I laugh about and I enjoy now. But that one, if I could hit a reverse button, I would.
Looking back at it, I didn't think the dress was bad. I
I'll
thought it
take
was
it.
good. Listen, when me and my
My
friends
verse,
watched it, we were like,
my,
this was cute.
oh, I love you. My verse, I do think made up for it from the finale, so that was a little bit of a reclamation, I guess.
Damn. So if you can say, how much did this dress cost?
I actually ended up getting it for free because the designer realized that it
Oh.
was a collaboration of unfortunate events, and yeah, he didn't actually charge me for it.
Okay, okay. Well, there we go. One positive came out of the dress.
Yeah, kind of.
What's the behind the scenes moments from Drag Race that fans didn't get to see that you wish they kind of got to saw?
Oh, you know what? So in the Snatch game, I was sitting right next to Isis, and there was a moment where I can't remember if they put this in there, but I had a bunch of cash in my wallet as Kris Jenner, and I like took out all of this like cash and I was putting it beside Isis. And at one point I like sprinkled it on her and we made out. Like as two people do, and we were like throwing money on each other, and it was like really chaotic. But I don't actually think it made it into the edit. But I always thought it was really funny, and I kind of wish that they did put it in.
So, for when you guys do Snatch Game on Canada, how long do you guys usually film the Snatch Game for?
Oh my gosh, I feel like it's such an interesting time frame because you don't really know what time it is because like you don't have your phones, you don't have access to a watch, so I honestly couldn't tell you. It was quite a few hours obviously, but not 100% sure.
Because I've heard 2 hours, I've heard 4, I've heard 5, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I had to sit there
Yeah.
for 5 hours under lights making jokes.
Yeah, that's why people go crazy.
When you guys, film the show and everything, what is something that you would see all the time happen, with the show and filming it and everything that you think that your fans would be surprised to learn?
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take this sound away. Oh, there. I live in a very noisy area, so that's much better. Sorry. Take 2.
All right, all is well. Okay, so when you film the show and everything with Drag Race, what is something that you think your fans would be surprised to learn about the filming process or something from the show in general?
Yeah, I think the thing that always kind of like surprised me was how many episodes you film in a week. That always like surprised me. Like, so you're not actually just doing one episode. When they say like, oh, last week on da 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 da, it actually was probably just like yesterday, like the day before. So yeah, you film 2 episodes a week. So even if you like, okay, on Canada versus the World, for example, obviously I went home first, so I filmed that episode only in 2 days, but then I had to wait for the rest of the week to film the confessionals, but I had already known that I had been eliminated. I was like, I'm so excited to be back on Canada versus the World.
No.
I didn't know that as a viewer, so.
They keep you there for 3 extra days, and they're like, you're gonna have to sit here and film this confessional, knowing damn well you got eliminated first.
Yes, basically.
Well, since I don't know if you could answer this question correctly, but since you mentioned that you don't have like I guess like a, what is it called, a state of time, like you don't know what the times are and stuff. If you could give your best guess, how long are filming days typically for you guys when you guys do the show?
Oh my gosh, you probably get up at like 5 a.m. and you're home at like 11 maybe? 10:30?
Oh my God. The waking up early at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, they're long days. It's not for the faint of heart. That'll whip you into a professional if you weren't one already.
Oh, so this is why some of the girls act out on the show. They're tired.
I mean, yeah, literally. And you know what? It's funny because even when things go wrong, or you see like, I don't know, a girl's lace isn't glued properly, or she's missing nails, or whatever the situation is, like, these girls don't have the same amount of time and preparation and sleep as you normally would in like a show. So cut the girls some slack.
Speaking of cutting girls some slack, one challenge that we all remember from season 2, the infamous Under the Big Top, was it as bad as it was shown to the viewers?
Now, I think that some girls were successful in that challenge and some girls were not. I think that what you saw on the show was exactly what happened. It's actually funny, my character was obviously the head master, circus leader, whatever. But a part of it, I was supposed to be like rolling my eyes and acting embarrassed when Eve was doing her number, but it was like written into it because I was supposed to be like a mean girl. But it's funny because I can tell that some of those are natural reactions, because I'm literally like, what is going on here? So yeah, to be honest, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was over edited to be any more chaotic than it actually was. It was interesting. I think it was one of the only challenges where we actually had to sing live, like not just for our season, but like across the board, right? So there was that huge extra layer of challenge that was really difficult.
I noticed that when they do the live singing, stuff just goes more worse than it would regularly. I don't know why. Stop the live singing on Drag Race, please. Please,
unless
please, please.
Right. Keep on doing it.
Right, she can. So when you're in the hotel secluded from the rest of the world, how do you kill time when you're there?
Oh, I mean, honestly, watching a lot of movies.
Just
they have
binging?
I mean, I don't know if they still do this, but they had little like USBs that you can like rent out per se. So it was like a fantasy USB or a horror USB, and it has like 10 movies on it, and you honestly just like watch movies or TV shows consecutively. I don't know, do some exercise in the corner, and that's about it. Like literally.
And so when you guys like, okay, let's say like, oh guys, we have to all eat. From what I've heard, like when I've interviewed some of the other queens, they said that everybody has to choose one restaurant that they all cater from, or X and Y. How was it for you guys on season 2?
I think there was a few times that we did have the same restaurant, yes, but it was, but also they brought groceries to us. So I don't know if this was different, because you also have to realize that we were filming in the pandemic, right? So we were very secluded. We were, we only came into contact with the other queens, and obviously not even the judges, really. We were very far away from them, and then our like care team. Those were the only people that we came into contact with. So I think maybe the food replenishment might have been different, because they were like bringing us food that we had to sort of like prepare ourselves.
Oh, okay. That much makes more sense. See, that's another viewpoint I've got. See, I forgot about the pandemic queens that had to film during that. Oh, hard time. Jesus Christ. But speaking of the judges that you just mentioned, was there a critique that kind of like pissed you off in a way that a judge gave you, and you're like, okay?
No, I don't think so, because I feel like all of the things that I've learned about drag, I have come from other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when I first started drag, learning from my drag mother or other girls in the community, like, that's how I learned. So I don't really necessarily get offended when people are saying something to me, as long as it's, like, in a way that it felt like they wanted me to get better, Like, my drag compared to today versus back then is so vastly different. I'm so much better at drag, and so much of that came from the judges' critiques, or like, getting ready by amazing queens like Pythia, Isis, like getting ready next to them and being like, okay, how do you do that? How do you do that? So like, no, I don't necessarily think that anything really like got too under my skin. I don't think, because like I genuinely, like, even I remember certain things that were said, like I changed them the week after.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even Brooklyn said something about my padding, I remember, and I don't know if it went in the show, but I like fixed it the next week, and then they commented on it. Oh, that looks great. You changed that. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it. I feel like maybe it stung at the moment, but like I did take it.
Okay, that's good. I like that, because some queens, but it depends on the critique, I feel, because some judges give really BS critiques, and then some are like, we actually want to critique to help.
Yes. I mean, maybe like on Canada versus the world, if we're like, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I feel like one of the critiques was something along the lines of, oh, it didn't, I can't, and again, I can't remember this made the show, but it was something like, oh, it didn't seem like you were having fun on stage. And to me, that was such a crazy critique, because I feel like performing is like my absolute favorite thing to do in the world. And even if it's like going a little crazy, like, it's not that I was not having a good time or having fun or trying to be like entertaining, and that to me just like, I think maybe ultimately just like hurt my feelings more than anything, because I was like, I don't think that's valid.
You weren't having a fun. I don't see that one. I don't see that at
Yeah.
all.
I was
No.
like, even if I'm crazy, I'm still having a good time.
And I thought your verse was good. Honestly, talking about Canada versus World, I didn't understand how you were in the bottom to the first episode. I've watched it over and over again. I still don't see it. At least for me, I don't see it.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like I have. I've watched it a few times. I haven't gone back. I don't think and watched the full episode ever. Besides the viewing party that I did, I have watched the verse and like my performance with my girls. But yeah, I feel like that whole experience. It actually like it changed me a little bit as a human being. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but like I think going back so soon and I was so ready and confident and excited, and then for it to go so differently than how I expected, it really like shook me as a person. Like it took me a while to kind of like rebuild myself up because I lost a lot of self-worth, to be honest, because I was like, oh my gosh, I went from like being in the finale to getting eliminated first and being told all these things about me that like I'm not having fun on stage, I'm not good at performing, all this kind of stuff. Like it like really broke me down. Like I don't think I've ever been as depressed as I was after Canada versus the World, like ever in my whole life. And it was interesting because that sort of breakdown of me turned me into a new person, because like I ended up having to get a lot of my value and respect for myself it completely just on my own, not from the outside world, not from the judges, not from my friends, not from other queens, no one. I had to feel I am valuable, I am good at what I do, and I'm like worth it. And once I started doing that, it was cool because I don't know, I stopped seeking as much like external validation in some way. I don't know, it just like, I started realizing like, not everyone's gonna like you and not everything is gonna be perfect all the time. So like, who gives a fuck? Just,
right.
You know, just like do your own thing, and like, no matter what you do, like not everything's gonna be amazing all the time. So like, just enjoy it and I don't know, and have like love for yourself. And really, I'm so thankful to that experience because I don't know if I had that before.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8 billion people on the planet. Not everybody is going to love your drag, who you are as a person, whatever. But that being said, there are 8 billion people, so you're going to find people who like you for who you are.
Totally.
And et cetera, et cetera. Jesus, these critiques. So, was it hard for you, I guess, to watch it back, that moment? Like, I guess you could say, like, your lowest moment on TV, like, at the viewing parties and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely burst into tears, for sure, like when it was actually happening. And I think it's more just that I never seen myself break like that. Like I saw my soul kind of like crack, you know? Like I'm standing there on stage and I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to win the week, but I didn't think I was going to be like eliminated right in that moment. I literally was like when she said my name, I don't even remember physically what happened. Like I think there was a moment that I made a TikTok about where my sword piece hit Vanity in the face, and like when I hugged her, but I don't actually remember any of that thing. Like I literally just went
just
like,
blackout from there.
Blackout. Like I don't remember the lipstick to up until I called my partner at the time. In like the back room because you get like one phone call with the producers like after you get eliminated. I don't remember that whole period. Like I don't remember my exit line. I don't remember walking. I don't remember taking off my costume. It's kind of like a trauma that I don't really have a memory of. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so when you speaking of, so you don't remember packing like your bags or like any of that?
No, that part I remember. This was was like maybe like, you know, I'm 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Damn, it goes that fast.
Yeah, because really you get eliminated, you walk to the back, they say goodbye, you say your exit line, and then you leave, and then you take off your microphone, and then you walk to the back room.
Oh, so it's really like that. So you walk and it's a wrap. So when
Yeah.
you have to go back to the workroom and pack, how annoying is it to like pack up every box, every suitcase, all of that for you?
I mean, it was sad because I had just done it. I think like 2 days before, or maybe even no. I guess maybe even one day before. Yeah, because I found out that I was on the show late, and then we filmed the next day because I was an alternate. So I was like put onto the show, and then I left basically the next day. Yeah, so I had unpacked just like a day before. So I was literally like, probably should have just left this in the bins.
That okay, that drives people crazy having to pack all that up. So how much
Yeah.
goes into like, prepping for the show and everything? Like how much did you spend for your runway package for, versus the world?
So Versus was a bit different because, like I said, I was an alternate. So I basically didn't know that I was going to get on the show. So all of the things that I prepared, I wanted to just like make sure that I could integrate them into my actual like drag
Mm.
robe. So yeah, I mean, hey, hindsight's 2020, right? Like, if I could go back in time, would I have maybe spent a little bit more and had a more extravagant, crazy outfit for the first week? Sure. But I didn't really know that I was going to be on, so I like wasn't really sure. But I don't really know. I feel like maybe how many episodes were there? Six, maybe 20. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so
Uh,
damn, yeah, I know if I was an alternate, I'm not spending all that money to not
yeah.
to maybe be on the show.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing. I think it was like I didn't, but it is what it is. I ended up using a lot of the looks. Obviously, I didn't get to show them on the runway, but like I ended up using a lot of them and still wear them, which was kind of the goal, anyways. But yeah.
Oh, and speaking of your looks, which look were you like so sad that you're like, damn, I didn't get to showcase this one. This one was gonna be this was it.
Okay, so I actually have this gown. It's this like full beaded gown thing. I ordered it from like Eastern Europe. Like it's a whole thing. And in my mind, I was like, I need to save this for something like unbelievable. And I've never actually posted it, but I would say that one. I've literally still not worn it. I don't know. In my mind, I think there's something maybe going to come at one point in my life that I could wear it. But out of the looks that I showed, probably my plaid runway. I like loved that runway. It was like this plaid dress, kind of like umbrella shaped thing. Yeah, I feel like I had fun doing all the photo shoots, even though because I still got to show them like in my own way. Um, but yeah, I think probably those two. One day I'll wear that gown. I don't know where, but we'll see.
Please, we need to see it. We need to see it. But when you when you after the show wraps and you do your finale and blah blah blah, what is the first? So like, does production hand you your phone back, or how does the whole phone thing work?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, it was different for Versus because I got obviously eliminated quickly, so I got my phone back like while I was still in the hotel. Um, but for Canada's Drag Race season 2, I feel like because yeah, we filmed the promo a few days after the finale, and I think that morning is when we got our phone back, if I remember.
So
Pretty
like,
sure.
how many like weeks or days away from the phone was it for you guys?
Mm, Probably like 6, I think, if I remember.
Yeah. Mm.
But to be honest with you, girl, it was actually kind of nice. Like
Really?
I'm such a social media person, and I'm so constantly on my phone, like we all are, and posting stories and this and that and da da da. There is a freeing part of it where you're just kind of like living in the moment, chilling, doing your own thing. Um, and to be honest, that part not the worst, not the worst.
Every time I ask a queen that question of like, oh, how's the phone process? Some say it was therapeutic. I loved it. I walked out a new person. And some are like, I hated that shit. I'm so happy I went home fourth.
I mean, I wouldn't do it every single month, but like it is nice. Like I feel like even when I go on vacation, sometimes I try to like put my phone away. So it's kind of like that, I guess.
Now, these are some rapid fire questions. These are some of the ones that have been submitted.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, this is the first one. If you had to pick the ultimate lip sync song that defines you, what would it be?
Single Ladies Beyonce.
Okay. Who
That's my
are
favorite song.
and that's a great choice. Who are your
Yeah.
top dream collab partners, whether in music, drag, or fashion?
Beyonce, Beyonce, and Beyonce. Or here, Beyonce, Sacred, and Tina.
So if Beyonce calls, we know what you're saying. Yes.
Yes, yes, all the way through.
What's something about Kendall that the fans would be surprised to know?
I'm not always extremely nice.
And I think that's fair.
On the show, I think that era of me, I think I was I think I was in a very kind era of my life. But I think that in the last couple of years, based on a lot of different things, I think relationships, Canada versus the world, a lot of things changed for me. And I feel like some of my self-confidence changed where I don't feel like I need to be kind all the time, especially if people aren't being kind back to me. That's not like,
Yeah.
I'm no longer that same person. Like if you get me, like trust me, I'll put you in your place, and will.
Right. A lot of people, when I meet people, they're like, "Oh my God, you're so rude." But I'm like, you don't know. Oh, you don't owe people your time
No.
or like your energy, especially stuff like that. No. First thing you do when the wig comes off.
Oh my God, take my contacts out.
Oh.
Yeah, I love wearing contacts, but those get me.
Do your eyes get like really watery when I put contacts in? I start crying. I hate it. Like it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I put a little Q-tip and call it a day.
Favorite performance you've done outside of Drag Race?
Ooh, probably the Renaissance show or the tour that I did. It was a Beyonce themed tour that I did around the country, and I think it was one of my proudest things. It was literally like a 55-minute full concert experience, and I did all the visuals, like planned everything out myself. Like it was a full experience. That was definitely one of my proudest shows I've ever done.
And this is when I said it was messy. A queen from your season that you don't fuck with.
I think there's relationships that have changed since the show. And I will let you put that together based on my following lists.
Y'all, be detectives, please. Do everybody go do it. This one says, would you play in a movie about your life?
Who would play me?
Yeah, who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh my gosh, that's such an interesting question. Drake.
All right. Well, with that last question, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you, Kendall, for joining me on this episode. Really quickly, though, where can the fans find you? What are your social media tags and everything going on for you?
Every platform is Kendall Gender or some sort of like iteration of such things. Right now, we are kind of like, gearing up for the end of the Pride season. So this week I'm doing Whistler and then Calgary. And then we sort of start preparing for Halloween. So I post everything on my social media. And that's that.
All right, everybody.
Oh, no, you go. I was
going
to say one more plug.
No, say the plug.
One last tiny plug. Earlier this year, I actually started something called the Kendall Gender Foundation. So what I'm doing is I'm raising money each year and donating all that money towards a person's treatment in a drug and rehabilitation center. So if you are listening to this and you can spare a couple of dollars, $2, $3, whatever, you can head to my Instagram and we have a donation page set up and every little bit counts. And we're trying to get to about 40,000 and we're about halfway there right now. So
All right, when this
That's
episode comes
fun.
out, that link will be at the top of the episode.
Yay!
Everybody, please donate. All right. Well, you guys know where to find me. We'll see you guys next time with another guest. And thank you so much for joining me here today, Kendall, with this episode. Bye, everybody.